guys! So you guys saw my recap video of Comic-Con, and now I'm going to show you my haul. And I'm also going to be linking a whole bunch of stuff in the description below so you guys can check out the artists and the celebrities that I met and the authors that I talked to. And I'll also connect you to Wizard World's main website so you can check out if there's a Comic-Con in your area. And I'm not getting, Wizard World and Comic-Con isn't paying me to say this. That's just my experience, and I wanted to show you guys all this cool stuff that I got. So the first thing I'm going to show you, and none of this is in any particular order because it's all jumbled around, but this is just the first thing that I happened to grab. It's a really cool necklace. And the lady that made this, the company is called Sparkle Design, and I'll link her website down below. And it's on this really nice, ball chain, which it looks thin, but it's surprisingly durable, and it's nice and long because I don't like things that are like, up against my neck. And I fiddle with my necklaces a lot. So, and it says I write on it. Which, actually, when I was going to see the other writers, kind of sparked a lot of conversation because I was asking them about their book. They're asking me about my work, and so I told them a little about my book that I've been working on and what I'm starting for NaNoWriMo. It was really cool, and so it sparked a lot of conversation, and it's just pretty. She had necklaces with charms kind of like that for all different kinds of fandoms and just, pretty fantasy things. She had buttons, and I got a whole bunch of buttons from her, but I'm not going to show those because that'll take too long. Because I bought a lot of buttons from a couple different places, so it would just take too long to show them all. I have them all on my purse. I'm going to need either a bigger purse or another purse for more buttons. Then I got these really cool ID badges on Friday, and they're from different fandoms. And this one actually had the guy special make for me because he said that he was just coming back from New York and just kind of loaded up what he had. So he didn't have any Willow ones. So I asked him if he could make one for me, and he did, which was really cool, because Willow was one of my favorite characters on Buffy. And then, keeping with the whole Buffy theme, we've got Fred from Angel. So this is our ID badge for Angel Investigations. And then Sarah Jane Smith for Doctor Who. This month, I've got this really cool Hunger Games one, and I just like this picture. I was going to get a Katniss ID badge, but I figured not, because I like this picture. I like the, she's got to pick between Peeta and Gale. Team Peeta. I also got an NCIS one with Abby on it, but I gave that one to my sister. This next thing was a gift from Joe. He was looking for something for his brother and found this for me, which is really sweet. It's actually two prints, but he put in this protective covering thing. And so Sailor Moon, the anime poster, and then the other one is an artist rendering of Sailor Moon, which is super cool and so pretty. And the only thing that would make it better is if it was Sailor Mars, because that's actually my favorite. But he didn't know that, so that's okay. I'm happy with Sailor Moon. I love this. This is just so pretty. Whoever did this is super talented. Way more talented than I am, because I can't even draw stick people. This is just... The next thing I have was really cool, and it was just a little purchase, and it went towards a good cause. There was a table raising money for Mid-Ohio Food Bank, and they were selling these, and these are the the cards that they put in movie theaters at the box office, above the times. And they had bigger ones too that went above at the theater door. So I found this one, and I kind of wanted to go back and look for the other 7. So I had the whole set, but I didn't have enough time. And by the time I thought about it, I was so beat that I couldn't walk anymore. I just had enough strength to make it to the car. And yeah, so maybe if I go back next year, I'll try and find their table and see if they have any more. And maybe I can get the whole set. Next thing I'm going to show is the prints that I got. Now I have the 2 that I got autographed that were sold at the tables, and then I have 4 that were just somebody was selling these prints. So I'll show those first. So I've got Jason David Frank. This is what he looks like now. Still very good looking, I think. And so I just thought that was cool. And then this is a season 4 cast picture from Buffy, which was the only cast picture that they had at this particular booth. And I was kind of bummed because I'm not really a big fan of Riley. I don't know, his character really annoyed me. But I wanted a cast picture, and you know, so I got what they had. Then I've got this picture and this picture of Nicholas Brendan as Xander. I love his eyes in this picture. And then the autographs, I went to Nick Brendan's first because his time was first. And I got this, and he made it out to me. And love this picture. They also had a Criminal Minds one too, because he's been on Criminal Minds, but I haven't watched a whole lot of that. That show kind of scares me. So I decided to get the Buffy one instead, since that's where I know him the most from. And then old school JDF Green Ranger. He also personalized it, which is really cool. And then under his signature, he wrote Tommy. So those are my autographs. And then finally, I got me some books. This first one is part of a series called The Dreamer. And so far there are 3 out, but I only got the one at the convention, and I'm like halfway through it. I read the first half last night, even though I was really tired. So I'll probably finish it either tonight or tomorrow, depending on how tired I am and how much writing I manage to get done or decide to blow off. And it's about this girl who, every time she falls asleep, she has a dream about being in 1776. And whenever she falls asleep, the dream picks up right where it left off, which is kind of crazy, but it sounds really cool. And she's in New York right now in 1776. It's just a fun sounding storyline. The artwork in here is so pretty. Just look at that. That's just so cute. Flying through that. I can't wait to read the rest of them. There's 3 out right now. And if I had the money, I would have gotten all 3 of them and probably blown through them really quickly. But I didn't. So I didn't. So I'll just, yeah, I'll look for the other 2 when I'm done. I don't know how many are going to be in the series, but if it's covering the Revolutionary War, then it's got to be pretty extensive. So I'm excited to see where the story leads. This one is the first in a trilogy, the Elf Hunter trilogy, by C.S. Marks. And this is epic high fantasy. There's there are elves and magic, and you know, the epic fight of good versus evil, and it sounds really, really cool. And I was talking with the author, and she was sweet enough to sign it for me. And then she was one of the ones that saw my necklace and commented on it, and I told her a little bit about my book and said that I liked writing fantasy, although I've never tried, you know, anything on this scale, just like the epic high fantasy stuff. But this just sounds like really cool, and it's pretty thick too. The story is almost 500 pages long, which is, you know, decent sized novel. So I will link both of these authors in the thingy below. The final one is the first two in a 7-book set by and it was co-authored by J.J. Benn and Carissa Holmes, who are local Ohio authors. J.J. is from Columbus and Carissa's from Dayton. And this is also another fantasy series. There's 7 in total, I think they said. And it's about a girl who can open a portal to another world and finds out that she is like really special and has a high significance in this other world, and she has to save it. It sounds really interesting, and so this is the first two. Shadow and Light and Clouds of Solitude. And it was really funny because they went to sign them for me, and J.J. Benn, who is one of the authors, asked me how to spell my name. Well, Carissa had already started to spell it wrong, so she crossed it out and wrote "oopsie" underneath it, and then signed it, and then he signed it, and then they switched books, and they signed it, which was really sweet. And like, I never expected to find authors at ComicCon, and these are independent self-publishers too, so that's also another reason to support them, besides being like kind of local people for me. But I never really expected it to have expanded to reach writers and things that didn't relate to the big fandoms, but finding out that does happen is pretty darn cool. And maybe someday I'll be at a table myself promoting a book, and not just in Ohio, but like all over the country. I'm hoping. That would be so much fun. So that's that. I will link all the stuff down in the description below. And if you haven't seen my recap of ComicCon yet, check it out. There are even more links out there of the people that I met. And I've exhausted. I'm going to finish and get some editing done and crash. So I have to go back to work tomorrow. I'm really tired. So I need to go sleep. And then I really need to catch up on writing, because now I'm ridiculously far behind. Like tomorrow I have to be at 5,000 words. Not gonna happen. I'm at 500 words right now. Yeah. Okay. Have a good night. Bye.